Alright everybody, so today's video is going to be about why you want to start your financial future planning as soon as possible. Now, in this last year, I have saved so much more than I've ever saved in my life. Like, I hit my 10K goal, and now I'm way past that. I'm going to my next goals. But the point of this video is to just remind you that it doesn't matter where you are in life. Yeah, maybe when you're a little bit older, 60 to 80, it may seem like what's the point? But even then, it's still worth it to try to make a difference in your own life. It could be something small, saving however much money you can, changing your diet, exercising, forget New Year's resolutions. Today is the day. Today is the day that I'm here to remind you. Sometimes we all need those reminders, and we need people to encourage us along our walk in life, our path in life, our journey in life, to get us on the path that's gonna, pretty much our future self will thank us later. You want to just live a life where your future self will thank you. Sorry, I was about to get a call, but it's just really the discipline. The discipline is the action of doing the thing over and over again. There's no motivation. There is no discipline that you can learn to harness. It is just doing the thing over and over and over again. And as you do the thing, you're going to get better at it. So it doesn't matter if I was making only $10 an hour, $5 an hour, or if I was making $100 an hour. If I don't know how to maintain myself, maintain my discipline, and maintain my finances, then I can make $100 an hour and spend $99 of it. 99%. So what you want to do is just start small. You want to start with anything. And as you grow, I really do believe that God, the universe, will reward you with more because you have proven that you can handle a little. What I say, if you can't handle a little, how are you going to handle a lot? So you want to be able to handle a little bit of stuff, so that way the universe, God, can bless you with more things, and you can be trusted to handle and take care of those things. It just I'm not trying to come at people with kids, but same is personally, I only think one pair of eyes should be on one child. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have one eye over here and one eye over here looking after children. If you want to have a big family, I get it, that's cool. But ideally, I only want two. So that means if I have a wife, that means we really only can have two at a time until they're adults. That's my whole idea. It's you want to have one and then want to have the other. My whole point with bringing this up is that you don't want to have too many things that you have to take care of and that it's stretching you thin. You know what I'm saying? If you have a luxury car, if you have a big house, if you have a lot of stuff, it can get so draining carrying all that stuff. It's you're not physically carrying it, but you're spiritually, emotionally, mentally carrying the things that you have with you. You're always thinking about it. I got to take care of this. I got this to have. I got to do this and this and that. Whatever it is, it's something that, you may want to rethink about. Is this really what I want in life? Do I really want a big mansion? Do I really want a lot of cars? Do I want a lot of shoes? A lot of material things that can disintegrate or become destroyed is what I'm trying to say. That can pretty much die in a fire, get stolen, get damaged some way. So it's not too late, but at the same time, you don't want to stretch yourself too thin. And you just want to start small. Whatever it is, just take a little bit. If you make $250 a week, start with $5. Then try to get it up to $25. Then try to save $50. Then think outside the box about how can I make more money? What do I have that I don't need anymore? What can I sell? Things of that nature. So there's a lot of different ways to get started, but you just have to start. It may be some light bulb thing that comes into your mind, or it may just be a guy on YouTube telling you to do this. Whatever it is, I hope that you come to that realization for yourself and that you realize that it's possible. That's the only reason why I made this channel, was to show people that, hey, I'm an average American dude who's relatively young and who made some mistakes in his life, but I still know it's possible to become successful. And success for me is going to be different for you, and everybody has a different definition of success. But once you find what it is that you want, once you start mapping a plan of how you want to achieve it and what do you actually want to do, things will start aligning for you, and you'll start seeing patterns of how you can improve. A new job opportunity, you may have to leave somebody, you may have to move somewhere, and it may be scary. And it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be comfortable to you at first. It's going to feel weird. When I first started saving, I felt like I had enough money, especially with this job, but it also felt like, I don't know, you feel like this weird in-between phase when you haven't reached your goal yet, and when you're still just saving, that it's like, you feel like you're saving so slow. But then it gets to a point where you have a lot, and you be like, dang, like I really stacked all this? And it really just gives you confidence in yourself that you told yourself you're gonna do something, you did it, and now you can, go out and do it again. And you just know that you can because you did. So the best evidence is just like the receipt that you did it. You can rely on yourself. You don't have to call a company. You don't have to ask for help or any of that nature. Sometimes you do, but what I'm saying is that it's just you. You can rely on yourself. You bet on yourself before you bet on anything else. But yeah, also, Bitcoin's the way too, you guys. It's not too late to get some Bitcoin. Bitcoin is, I believe it's the future of money and finances. A lot of wealthy multi-billionaires, millionaires are buying Bitcoin. Michael Saylor, BlackRock, JP Morgan, all these different big names of money stashers, they're buying Bitcoin because they know it's the way, and I believe it's the way too. So I'm trying to stack as much as I can. And I know Bitcoin is $108,000. So to people, that seems like a lot of money. It is. But my point is, you can buy fractions. And they'll be like, what's the point of buying a fraction? Bitcoin's 108. I only got this little piece of the pie. But you have to realize that Bitcoin is deflationary, meaning that as time goes on, there is less Bitcoin. And the price will naturally go up because there's a more demand for it. Opposite of what our government does with fiat currency. Money's value goes down year after year, and they print more of it. And so the value goes down of it. Every time I'm trying to save $1 million, they print another $1 trillion. It makes my $1 million go down to 980,000, $800,000, $1,000. That may not sound like a bad idea, but just wait till 20 years down the line when you raise all this millions of dollars, and then 20 years later, that $1 million is like $500,000. It's like worth half of what it was worth when you accumulated it. Regardless, though, you want to have some type of structure in the way that you handle your money. You don't want money to just be coming in and be going out, and you don't know how, where, when it's going to a certain place. You want to be able to have a certain system down, so like, okay, I spend this on this day at this time, this much, and you want to see how much it takes you to live. How much does it cost for you to live comfortably, and factor that in and create that budget. That's all it is really creating a budget. I don't really use a budget because I kind of already know how much I spend, and I make enough that it doesn't really affect me too much if I spend a little bit more or a little bit less. Or a little bit less is great because I just figure I could just put that back into Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is going to go up at least 20% in the next 10 years or so, over the next 10 years, 20% every year. So, to me, $4 today is like $12 tomorrow. Today, like $200 today is like $5,000 tomorrow in my mind. That's how I see money. I see it multiplying. So, the more I can save, the better. But at the same time, I don't really be I'm not paycheck to paycheck anymore, which is great. But if I was paycheck to paycheck, I would be analyzing every fucking dollar that comes into my account and goes out of my account. I'm like, what am I spending my money? I'm probably spending money on stuff that I don't even need right now. I had this Apple subscription fee, $6.99, that came up. I was like, what the heck is that? But you can go on ireport.apple.com to dispute that charge and get a refund. But it's things like that, you know, what can you get a refund on? What can you get cash back on? What can you cut back on? What can you buy cheaper? What are some ways that you can have the same life but do it for less exchange? You know, is what you're spending your money on even worth the value of the thing that that you're trading the money for? If it's not, then look elsewhere. Try to see if you can get a better deal. And also, if the thing is worth it, if it is something that is a good deal, get it too, because it's better to have a good quality product, something that'll last you for years, than something that's gonna only last you for a couple months, and then you have to buy the same thing over again, and you're not comfortable in it. I would rather get something that actually makes me feel good, that looks good, that's gonna last a long time, and that's durable, pretty much just, like I said, last a long time. So, like this MacBook, I just got a MacBook, and I knew I wanted a MacBook for years, right? And I've always got MacBook Airs, or I got lesser versions of the one I wanted. Now, I'm not saying to just get stuff that you can't afford, but if you can afford it, and you know it's gonna help you make more money in the future, like I believe this MacBook's gonna help me to make better YouTube videos, do better 3D prints, just better structure overall as far as being online or learning things online, because the phone is a little bit irritating to use. So, I'm gonna get the best version of the MacBook that I think I need for my results. I don't need to get the one with, 2 terabytes of storage and 64 gigabytes of RAM. But if I need the one with 24 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage, then I should get that. Or if I need an iPhone, to record and shoot certain videos and edit, then I'm gonna get that. Or if I need a car, I don't need to get a Tesla Cybertruck, but maybe one day I'll get a Tesla Model Y, or a Ford 350 or 250. You know what I'm saying? I gotta think about, what am I gonna use the truck for? What am I gonna use it for? Am I gonna be pulling stuff? Am I gonna just be sitting in it? If I'm just gonna be sitting in it, what's the point of getting a Ford 350? But if I know I'm gonna be pulling the camper, or I'm gonna be hauling stuff back and forth for people and charge them, then the truck is an investment at that point. Or if you're gonna buy a bunch of cars, put it on Turo, and then that way you'll be earning money back. See, there's a lot of different ideas and a lot of different things that you can do, but you have to just start. Just same thing what I started with this video, is that you just have to start. It's gonna suck, it's gonna feel awkward, it's not gonna feel like you, because it's gonna literally change, it's gonna take you to change your nervous system and everything about your core self. Maybe not everything, but a lot of things about your core self to become the person who you want to be. Because right now, a lot of us are living as a person that we don't want to be, and we're wondering why we're not getting results that we're not wondering why we're not getting the results we want, because we're being the person that we don't even want to be. We're being the person who procrastinates, who complains, who is angry, who's guilty, who's shameful, who doesn't feel worthy. And so this all culminates to you or me not being in alignment with what is meant for us and what we want and what we desire. See, our heart puts these desires in us, and if it's pure, if it feels good when you think about it and it doesn't harm anybody, then you should do it, right? You should do the thing. But the heart is treacherous, as they say. So you have these desires, but you can't want the desires so much that you lose yourself. You are the prize. You, at the end of the table, are what you're searching for. Your heart guides you to things that are in alignment with who you are, but you can't lose yourself in the pursuit of the things. Think about Anakin and Darth Vader from Star Wars. If you guys are not nerds, let me give you the quick synopsis of the Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker story. All right, so Anakin Skywalker was a slave on a desert planet. These two space wizards, Jedi, they came to his planet, and they pretty much told him, they figured out that he was the chosen one. He had a very high power count in this thing called the Force. Everybody started filling his head with that he was the chosen one, that he could do everything. But he still had fear. He still had fear, regrets, and worries. His mother was still on the planet, still a slave, and he was gone training to become a warrior, a Jedi, the chosen one. But the council of the Jedi, the wizards, they wanted to steer him in the right direction, but they really filled his heart with fear, shame, guilt, and didn't teach him how to forgive. And so what happened was, he loved his wife so much that he went through any length to gain power to save her, even killing children, even, doing so many atrocities. My point is, Anakin had a desire, any natural desire that any person will want, which is to be loved and to love someone and to be with somebody and to have children and have a family. But what Anakin failed in was he did it in the wrong way. One, he didn't know how to let go, but also he loved so much, his attachment was so strong that he allowed himself to go down a path that was just wrong. So this is what I'm talking about. Have desires, have the wants to do something, but don't want it to the point that it destroys you, that it destroys your soul. There are kids out here who, rob and steal from people. There are people who do shady things to get what they want. Some of them don't get in trouble, but at the end of the day, I believe that they're going to have a greater judgment day. They're going to have something that they're going to have to deal with by the time they die, by the time they leave this realm of existence. But yeah, the people let what they want and what they need to an extent override their basic, human decency. Like, I get it wanting to have food. I get it wanting to want somebody. But you can't take things. You can't just take the stuff. You have to earn it. You have to be in alignment with it, that it just comes to you in a natural way. Taking things is unnatural to a certain degree. I know animals hunt and all that stuff, but you gotta realize that we're not just like any regular schmegular animal. We're human beings, and we have the capacity to create. We have the capacity to love deeply, feel all kinds of emotions, and to express these things in multiple ways, to build things, create things. And humans, we also destroy a lot. But that's a choice. That's a choice if you want to live that person, that lifestyle, that destructive path. Or you can be the creator, the one that creates. Anakin was the chosen one. He could have created or he destroyed, and he decided to destroy. But the whole idea, I believe, of Star Wars, even Jesus, the whole idea is that you are the chosen one. You are the one that's gonna either make it or break it. But it's all you. It's all within your mind. Think about your thoughts and think about what you see in the world and in your daily life. Even your phone starts picking up stuff that you didn't even say nowadays. You could just think something and your phone just pops it up. So same thing with your reality. Think about what you think about a lot. Think about what you are putting out there into the world. Is it something that you like? Is it things that, are you seeing things that you like? If you're not seeing things you like, you gotta start immersing your brain in stuff that is for you. That person might not be for you. That job might not be for you. That state might not be for you. That whatever might not be for you. But you got to realize that you are free within yourself. Even if you're in a place, even if you're in prison, your mind is what will be truly free. Your spirit. not your physical body. Your physical body could be in chains, but as long as your mental, your mind is free, I believe that you possibly could get out of any situation. You know, you'll find the serenity and the peace to get out of the situation, or you'll just make peace with the situation you're in. Not saying that that's an ideal thing, not saying that we should just have to make peace with every shitty situation in our life, but for most things, it's really just how you think and how you move, how you carry yourself. If you start thinking of yourself as royalty or somebody who's deserving of something, you'll get what you think you deserve. Even if it's a bad thing, though, too. If you believe that you're not deserving of love, or you deserve a lack of love, or you deserve mistreatment, you'll be mistreated. If you keep on thinking that you're being lied to and you can't trust nobody, you'll probably be around people that you can't trust. You know, you'll probably be in situations like that. It's a lot to it, you guys. I could talk about it all day, but I'll probably catch you on the next one. Peace.